from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Lake Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everybody, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Yes, indeed.
It was one of those weekends that I had rather not remember.
Oh, boy.
Not because anything bad happened to us. It's just we were out there painting all weekend long and then doing the hedges with all those sticky things. And, boy, my arms look like I've been right in the middle of one of those riots going on.
After seeing you walk across the studio this morning, don't you ever make fun of how I walk again.
I'm telling you, I am so sore, man. I won't lie about it, folks. When you get our age and you get out there and work for 2 straight days,
Oh, Lord.
your body lets you know that you're not that young anymore.
Work.
Work.
I'm like Maynard G.
Oh, man. And I'm telling you, this weekend also, Pappy, I mean, there's so many crazy things going on.
Oh,
hey, listen, I am officially declaring the COVID virus thing dead.
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
You let a few hundred idiots riot and burn shit down, and
All of a sudden,
must be the heat from all those burning buildings.
what was that COVID thing? It started with a C, I know. And then all of a sudden the media just turns it off.
Oh, yeah.
And goes right to nothing but 24-hour riot coverage.
Oh, man.
And all you idiots up there in Minnesota, y'all got to stop this. That's not a way to get your point across.
Minnesota, hell, it's everywhere.
Which will bring us to a program topic on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You have a good weekend?
I had a lazy weekend, just like most of them, you know.
Well, I did the work for both of us, so don't worry about it. You don't have to go work or anything like that and get sore.
Does it still pay the same?
Yeah. Nothing.
Almost as much as what Karen's making.
Well, that's true,
Almost,
too.
yeah.
That is true, too. We got an interesting topic coming up this morning, and that is, what is your secret to a successful marriage? My question to you is, how many of you have heard this? I've heard it twice. I won't hear it again.
I heard it in the last Boris Karloff movie I watched. Or was that Vincent Price?
You know, it was kind of interesting. I was kind of doing some research, Pappy, on marriage and everything, and I, you know, the first thing that pops up in your mind is there's so much divorce going on. But I got to looking at these statistics, and there was a survey done by the World Economic Forum, and a professor that took this information by the name of, just a second, I'll find it here, Philip Cohen, a sociology professor at the University of Maryland. He took all of this information from the American Community Survey data and put it down into plain layman's term, which I'm glad he did, because I don't understand all that scientific stuff.
Yeah.
But he was telling us that new research suggests that Americans in their late 20s have a less than 50% chance of getting divorced. Meanwhile, their chances of staying married are increasing, and there's some reasons for that.
Oh, lay them on me.
Well, I'm just quoting here, and I won't bore all of you very much, but
if you want to find out the truth and how to and how not to, just ask a damn professor. They'll fill you right in.
Hell yeah, that's what they're getting paid for. The U.S. divorce rate began falling in the early 1990s and has since continued an overall downward trend. He says in 1992 there were 4.8 divorces per 1,000 population. By 2016, this had dropped to 3.2. And there were some statistics here that kind of made me step back a little bit because I didn't know. Unlike baby boomers, which are you and I, who married young regardless of their circumstances, Millennials and some Gen Xers are choosing to marry once they have completed their education and have established their careers and have sound finances. That's pretty smart on their part. Got to give you credit out there, guys.
That's weird, because first time I got married, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together.
Boy, I couldn't either.
And get this,
I was so
she
broke I
wasn't
couldn't
even
pay
pregnant.
attention.
She
Oh, yeah.
wasn't even pregnant. Yeah.
Look out.
Must have been love.
A couple other things that were worth mentioning here. Millennials, and we make fun of millennials all the time on this show.
Every day. Yeah.
No offense to the millennials, but sometimes you guys do things that make us scratch our head. Millennials are making better marriage choices than previous generations. Many of the people getting married today are more privileged than they used to be. They're more highly educated, both partners they're talking about, and socially and economically stable, all of which bodes well for the survival of their marriages. And let's see, he also says alongside the falling marriage rate is a rise in cohabitating couples. Well, we knew that. Increasingly, American couples are opting to live together before marriage or choosing not to tie the knot at all.
Oh, that's what Helen and I are doing. I'm not even a millennial.
Research suggests that modern cohabitating relationships are less stable than they used to be, though. Cohen points out that many American couples from poor or less educated backgrounds are living together and choosing not to marry.
By God.
Well, that was information from the World Economic Forum.
And that's very useful to somebody like me. I've done enough
I was a little
times.
surprised, though. I thought the divorce rate, Pappy, was just astronomical, but I guess I'm wrong.
And I thought it was down because, hell, nobody's getting married. But
Well, he did say that. There's not as many couples. Let me see if I can find that. Boy, you must have been reading this, because...
always look over your shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. No, I don't want to spend all this time looking for it, but he did mention it in here. There's not more people getting married today than there used to be.
Well, I've been through it enough times. I mean, that state of Texas, I can get married one more time. And I'm making damn sure that the divine one at the house is the right one, because...
One more time, and they bring out the rope.
Yeah, thought of going. That's happened a couple of times in my previous ones.
Or the shotguns.
That's why I got married. We won't go into that,
but some of you have been married for quite a while, and there has to be a secret to your success. And I just thought that would be a nice topic to talk about, because there are couples out there that are very, very happy. I know Miss Special K over there, and I've been married 35 years, and I can't see myself with anybody else. So...
Well, I can't either.
So, anyway, we had quite a few viewer comments that we want to get to. I'm going to let you read this first one, because he equates to what you've been talking about.
Paul and I are on the same page here. Paul Edgar says if he knew the answer to that question, he would not have been married 5 times.
You rest your case, Your Honor.
Here's to you.
All right. Carol Karofsky said it has to be a 50-50 relationship.
It does.
Yeah, it really does. I'll give you that.
And it's more like 100-100.
True that.
Yeah, Darla Walker's asked, hell, you mean there's a secret? I think it would be respect, communication, and intimacy, but she is terminally single after a horrible, abusive marriage, which I hate hearing that about anybody. But if those things mentioned would have been present, I'd still be married today.
Well, yeah.
Good point.
And there's some people that just don't get it. They want to be there. There's one that wants to be the dominant person. And that's okay. Well, they say a man's job is to
old school. That's crap.
Yeah. Well, and that's the way we were raised.
I mean, you're going to get out of any type of relationship, you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Well, that's true.
In my opinion.
And
but my problem's always been I've always attracted one type of a female. Mm-hmm. And it's the old syndrome, when we get married, I fall in love with you because of the way you are. you know, I mean, you've done things to make me feel the need to fall in love with you, so we get married. Then you have to change.
Also, those pinstripe suits that they wear.
I'm not intimidated by those.
A friend wanted to know. So.
Ask one of many exes; they'll tell you that.
Sean Robert Allgood said his mom and dad always said, and I've heard this a million times, never go to bed angry at each other.
You know, my mom and dad used to say that a lot.
I heard my mom and dad. I've heard Special K's mom and dad say that several times.
Yeah. You got something to say over there, Special K? She says, "No, I'll just."
We've got her a mic hooked up over there.
I'll just sit here and be happy.
Oh boy, she could tell some stories on me. Woo, Lord have mercy.
I could too, but I'm not gonna. Let you enjoy that happy marriage.
That's true.
Our Pickering buddy Brian Emerton up Tennessee wrote in to say, "Let the woman always be right, even when she's not." I could see him being that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, a lot of us husbands, we develop selective hearing. We hear what only things that we want to hear. The rest of it goes out the other ear. And a lot of times that works because the wife thinks you're listening and you're just thinking, I wonder what time that game starts, at 3 o'clock or is it 12 noon?
Did I remember to set the alarm on my truck?
Yes.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
That's it. Yeah. Paul Garrison said, stay away from each other as much as possible. We aren't meant to be together at all times. Loosen the reins on both sides.
And I agree with that, Paul. I really do. I mean, that's one thing I love about the lady that I'm living with. If I want to go somewhere, she says go. I mean, it's not that she's not invited.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows she is. Come along.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll stay home. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the field office and heft a few. And it's okay, but I'm home every night.
Bend the elbow.
What you got, Special K?
Oh,
I forgot.
Oh, you did?
You forgot? Another part of being happily married, you forget things.
Well, especially when you're doing about 900 different things over there on that control board
at
the same time, yeah.
But I bet it was good, whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to, let's see, where were we at here?
Jimmy Spinks of Emory said to just say okay.
That's a good one too, Jimbo.
Here's a piece of chocolate.
Yeah. Life is like a box of chocolates.
My God.
Sabrina Monk Brummett said, it is compromise. What's your feeling on that?
Well, I've compromised myself in front of a judge a few times trying to get out of a marriage. I know that.
Okay, that's fine.
And trying to get into a few of them as well. You know, I mean, the only compromises I ever made was, you can have the house and the car and,
Sabrina, I could see that. I mean, because you may be thinking one way.
Yeah.
The spouse may be thinking another, and instead of sitting there and fighting and bickering and getting all mad and angry at each other, you come to some kind of compromise. I can understand that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we only have one tug at the ring, in this merry-go-round, so.
I love what Jerry Williamson said. He said, we both vote for the same person. There's no arguments there. How many arguments are there going on across America about political stuff right now?
And my situation where politics are concerned in my household. We just don't discuss them. I mean, I'm on one side of the fence. Helen's on the other.
Yeah.
I respect that. I don't agree with it, nor does she agree with mine. So we elect just don't talk about it.
Yeah, there's your compromise right there.
Yep. Brent Hardy said to forget happy wife, happy life. He said think happy spouse, happy house.
Well, there you go. It's kind of poetic, isn't it?
That's cute.
Lana Leckie said not being married makes me happy, happy, happy. And Kevin Volz agreed with her.
Must be her ex-husband.
I don't know.
I should hook up.
Hook up to his own. Phyllis Cook said the key is communication. Mm-hmm. And that's a big nail head to swing at right there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Debbie McGowan Howard also agreed with her. She said that communication is the key in relationships.
Absolutely. Dana Dickinson said it's understanding and respect for one another.
I like that.
I love that. Thanks for sending that in, Danny.
Rick Shires said basically the same thing. He said, show respect to each other at all times.
I like that. I'll try to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person, though.
I heard that.
Avery Cook said the key to happy marriage is treating your wife with kindness, love, and to show her that she is the most important thing in the world to you. You need to tell her every single day, and if you do, that woman will do anything for you. Bull crap. He says he and his wife, Emily, have been married 39 years, and I respect that. But all in all, you're pretty close to being right about that. But, I mean, there's more to it than that.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Avery.
Yeah.
Every day I try to let Special K know how much I appreciate her and all the things she does.
Yeah.
And, just try to do little things for her to let her know I appreciate her. We can be sitting on the couch and I'll ask her can I get anything, do anything?
Yeah. And
I think our success between Jack and I has been, number one, you have to be sexually compatible in the bedroom.
Oh my!
At all times,
my-
as somebody told me early on, you got to be a
Do you need
hooker in the bedroom and sweet and
Angel.
innocent.
Angel.
I mean, if you
public.
guys need to take a break, I've got the rest of the show. Okay? I mean,
But I think a
Are
key
my
thing
ears
is,
growing? I mean, my headphones are getting a little tight here.
Yeah,
Not heated up,
whatever. I think the key thing is that when you say yes to the engagement, that once you're married, you don't try to change your spouse either way,
Thank you.
male or female.
Thank you.
You
I
need
think
to
that's-
Thank you for
accept.
that.
You accepted them when you were engaged, and you don't try to change them to be somebody they're not afterwards. And I think that's a lot of what leads to the divorce.
Well, I mean, morals and ethics are so different anymore. People don't take that commitment serious anymore. You know?
And if you're marrying because of the sexual aspect of it, then you're marrying really for the wrong reason, because you have to be best friends to make a marriage last longer.
Does that mean having sex with your best friend?
Whatever, Jack.
I'm just saying, a friend wanted to know. I mean,
Don't
put
look
down
at
the RC bottle. Don't hit me.
But
no
you
more.
also have to
look at
let
me,
your
cowboy.
other partner be independent, make their successes to make the marriage complete, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly, I agree with that.
I go with that one. Okay.
And that's where compromise comes in. And that, I mean, you pull out of it what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
That's true.
Darletta McCauley Holland says to marry a complete opposite because it works for them. He runs, I walk, I read, he sleeps.
Darlita,
I like that. I like that.
that just makes too much damn sense. I like that.
There again, therein lies the compromise.
Let's see. Ray Phillips said, have your wife become your best friend in addition to her being your wife, lover, and mother of your children.
I like that.
He just echoed what Special K just said.
Absolutely, and that's pretty much how Helen and I are. I mean, we're not married, but might as well be. I mean,
Well, you've been together long enough here in Texas, you are.
Oh yeah, but don't tell her that.
Okay, well.
Ray Phillips said, have your wife become your best friend in addition to... Oh, we just read this one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well said, Ray. Thanks for sending that in. Albert Grimes said he'd been married to his wife, Rebecca, for 21 years. Whoop, whoop. And he still opens a car door or any door for her. He says he has returned the favor in so many ways over the years. It's called respect.
Yeah,
I
she's
like that,
returned the
Or
favor.
she has.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and that's what it's all about, respect.
It is.
Open the door for Helen, unless it's raining or...
I told my son, my youngest child is a boy, and I told him when he started dating, I said, son, you want to make an impression on these ladies? Open the door for them. No matter where you're at, open the door. Mm-hmm. And he still does to this day. And he's been married now a little over a year.
Yeah.
And they're very happy, and he still opens them doors.
Is this Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure
Good
does.
for him. At a boy, Chris.
Let's see. W. Thompson said on Twitter that couples today had rather divorce than work out their differences or face hard times together.
Depends on the basis of the hard times, in my opinion. I mean, if it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and there's no compromise there again.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about things like, financial situation, things like that, that's something you two have to work together to accomplish.
Yeah.
No abuse. No abuse. There's no reason for
I have a
it.
very short fuse for that.
You and me both,
I don't believe in
kid.
abusing anybody, male or female, but, I mean, what's that going to do?
It's not going to do anything. Not going to do anything.
Get Mr. Ding Ding super glued to your thigh, I mean, to hell with that. Paulette Mason said to keep her man happy, she just keeps the snacks, food, and beer coming his way. Not. You was turning me on there for a second.
I was
there,
too. I was saying, God, boy.
You got a sister?
Son, you need to keep that girl around.
Not. Yeah. But I mean, getting back to the abusive part, I just, I have zero tolerance for that. I mean, even screaming, and I would rather, for example, if Helen and I got in a fight, I would rather her slap all the stupid out of me than to demean me verbally. Words last.
Nope.
To me, words last.
Don't put your hands on me.
Well, but if I had a choice, I'd rather her do that. I mean, because all that does gets me riled up.
Well, that's your, everybody's got.
And then it's back and forth.
Well, true.
And louder and louder.
That's very true.
And I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I don't get my feelings hurt. I just
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of married folks today who say that they have been so successful because of their religious beliefs and morals and values that they were taught growing up. And then, unfortunately, Pappy, looking on the negative side, how many people stay in unhappy, maybe abusive marriages?
A lot.
Because they have kids and they don't want to divorce, and then the minute the last one's out of the house, what do?
Well,
They go down and file.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Darla Walker had commented. She was in an abusive relationship for years. I mean, why?
That's true.
I mean, you're not going to change bad.
And I'm telling you, I mean, when you hear the word abusive relationship, 9 times out of 10, you viewers are going to think the guy. But I'm telling you, there are some women
Jesus Christ,
that abuse guys that let's just put it this way, I'd probably be in jail if I was abused.
And really, it's not completely physical abuse.
No.
It's also mental abuse.
Oral and mental.
Sometimes mental does more harm
than
the physical. You can heal from physical, but you can't heal from
mental. And
mental.
that's what I was saying. I mean, words will kill you. I mean, and that lasts a lot longer than the pain of being slapped or kicked in the upper lowers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Well, that's and if you are in an abusive situation, ladies and gentlemen, in all seriousness,
get out of it.
All kidding aside, go seek some help.
Yeah.
There are agencies out there. There's even law enforcement agencies that you can go talk to. They'll get you set up with. Do they call them halfway houses, or what is the word I'm looking for? Safe houses. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Are you talking for men or for women? They have women's shelters for women that are going through physical abuse.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, true.
I can't remember
charitable.
the name of that program, but you're right.
I can't remember the name of it. I know my daughter, Crystal, her junior league in Dallas supports one of those.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
There are places women can go
Yeah.
to get away from that.
Well,
Yeah.
there are, so
Absolutely.
keep that in mind. But, the secret to successful marriage that we have been talking about today, I'm sure a lot of you have your own opinions. Gosh, thanks for all the comments that you guys sent in.
In my humble opinion, it has to do with love, respect, and commitment. That is old school morals. I mean, why?
And it still works today, Pappy.
It does. But, I mean, there's so much less of that going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're living in a time where these youngsters they'll stay at home, lay on their ass, and play video games all day,
Well, that's
and let the old lady go out and work.
Mm-hmm.
And the old lady, in a lot of cases, don't have a bit of problem with it. She got her little cookie jar stash and pays the bills or whatever. And I don't agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a bit of problem with my spouse working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or as they say, I'll pay my own way. But I mean, it's 50-50. You have one cookie jar. You might have a general account for play money or whatever, but everything else goes into one basket as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we pay our bills out of this. Well, how much is my allowance this week? You know, sure am thirsty, Mama. I'd like to go to the field office here. You know, but I mean, it's all about respect and commitment to me. It really is, and you know, and that's one thing that I adore about Helen and I. We've got a lot of that between each other. Do we have our spats? Sure.
Yeah.
Only when we drink the cheap tequila, but Sir Kilo does not make me act that way for them now distributing in Odessa, Texas. Have a shot today.
I like the way he did that. He just snuck that right in there, boy.
Feathered that right in, by
You sure did. I'll tell you, my mom and dad, God rest their souls, were married about 47 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And in that time, of course, we heard them argue a little bit, but we never saw them.
And you're going to have
We never saw them stay mad at each other. I mean, they worked it out, just like I'm sure your mom and dad did. And,
both times. They were
Yeah.
married twice.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't understand, Gramps. I do not understand. How can you be with the same woman for 30 years, with the exception of maybe infidelity? I mean, you've already experienced all the hard times, especially our parents.
Yeah.
They went through some purity hell.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How can you be with somebody 30 years and want to leave them? Or I mean, what reason is there out there to leave them, like I say, short of infidelity or physical abuse?
Well, you know, my mom passed away back in 1983, and Dad remarried a short time later, and when he was telling my brother and I that he was going to be married, and he wanted our blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we didn't know what to say at that time because Mom hadn't been gone that long, and we just asked him a simple question.
Yeah.
Why do you want to get married so quick after Mom's death? And he said, son, I've been living with a woman for the majority of my life. He said, I don't know how to live any other way. Now, you can either give us your blessing or you can oppose it. I won't get married and I'll die. Yeah. So, you know, that's just the way it is.
Well, and I have to respect that. I mean, when you're acclimated to a lifestyle, why change it? But I know how that is. My mother had been married quite a few times after her and Pop got divorced the second time. And, I mean, he got remarried. He had 2 wives in his life. 30 years on the first one and 37 years on the second one, I believe.
Wow.
So, you know, I have to admire that. I have to respect that.
Well, there's all kinds of secrets of successful marriages, and
even though I didn't like the bitch, I'll still respect his choice. You know?
And we hope that you have a successful one too. And for those of our friends who are about to tie the knot coming up, we wish you good luck.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got on some past shows.
Let's do.
Let's see. Libby commented on YouTube that she loved the show on ridding one thing in the world. We had several follow-ups on that one.
Yeah, we did. Lana Lackey commented that she would rid the world of cancer because she lost both of her big brothers to it, and they were in their 30s. Wow. I lost my elder brother to cancer.
Yeah. Kathy Pilaty Wilson said cancer is what she would rid the world of. Again, she lost her husband Steve 8 years ago and her dad 37 years ago to the very same disease.
Wow. And Mary Adams Childers said she would rid the world of Democrats. I'll just get rid of the party. I wouldn't get rid of the people. I mean,
Yeah.
not come around and vote the right way. You know?
Bruce Walker would rid the world of hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. T.A. Smith said our show on a woman's right to choose should have stirred up a hornet's nest. Well, I believe it did. He said it did in her house when he and his wife discussed it. He says he's sure there were some other debates that went on if they watched the show.
I'm sure it is.
If they only knew. Huh?
Robert Crandall said he finally got around to watching our Memorial Day salute to our military and wanted to thank us for remembering what that holiday is all about. His grandfather, A.B. Crandall, died in World War II in the D-Day invasion.
Thank you, Grandfather A.B. Crandall, for your service and your sacrifice. God bless you and rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for sending that in, Robert, by the way.
It's been a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
We've had fun reading our comments and stuff like that. We want to tell you, though, if you have a suggestion or a comment to make,
Or even a complaint.
it's easy to send it to us. We have two ways to doing that.
Yeah.
First of all, you can send it to our email address at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com, as you see behind us.
Yeah, we read them all. We do. Or
And-
you can jump on our website where you've got multiple platform links, our current show and past shows at www.grandpa, the letter N, Pappy, grandpaandpappy.com.
That's right.
We love hearing from every one of you folks.
We read all the
read 'em all.
comments,
Yeah.
and we make sure that they are listed down so we can read them
Yeah.
if we get them in time.
Yeah.
You know, coming up on our next show, Wednesday,
Ooh, going to be a doozy.
your thoughts on all the rioting going on in America.
Boy.
Now, you can go on our Facebook page and comment on that, and we'll be sure to make sure your comments are heard. But that should be an interesting thing because it's crazy right now, Pappy. It's absolutely nuts.
I believe it's a sign of the times, bro.
And I will tell Antifa members out there listening, you come in my neighborhood, you're going to get your ass full of lead.
Right. Can you say perforated?
I don't mess around. I don't mess around.
Yeah, knock on my little fifth wheel and see how that works out for you.
There you go. It's been fun today. Thank you,
has.
folks, very, very much for joining us
We
and all the
love hearing
comments.
from you guys. Yeah.
So join us on Wednesdays. We do it all again. Until then, have a great day, a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Take care of one another, and we love you.
Bye-bye.
Later.